Carissa.
And
welcome to Red and Bread.
Alright, so we got Chris here. Hi Chris, wave for everybody.
How's it going?
Well, that's a very nice shirt you have there.
Yeah.
So we're going to talk about this shirt. So, where did you get it?
I actually made this shirt myself. I went to Rwanda last summer, a year ago with Youth for Christ, and while we were there, we learned that the sponsorship program was very, very in debt, and they were having possibly to kick some kids out of school if they weren't getting sponsors soon. And so just hearing that and being at the school and working with these kids, it was like, I know these kids, I want to help. And so we all got back, and the whole team was so passionate that they managed to get more than enough sponsors for these kids and for some new kids. And but we also learned that to support the sponsorship program, they had been taking money out of the feeding program for many years, and they were 40 grand in debt. So we thought this is something that we can still work towards. And I just thought of the idea and went to a friend and thought, what do you think of starting this up with me? And we started a company called Make a Difference or Die Tying. If you want to order a shirt, you can go to www.madodt.com. So Make, Add, Difference, or Die Tying. And we're also on Facebook.
Sweet. And they can design their own, right?
Yeah, pick your own colors, and yeah.
That's awesome. Okay, thanks so much, dude.
Totally.
Have a good day. See ya.
Thanks.
alright, thanks so much. That was really good. We also want to talk about this magazine here, Converge. It's fantastic. I just discovered it tonight. Either way, it still intrigues me, even though I haven't been, its friend very long. Interesting article about UFC written here. Can't remember the guy who wrote it, but who cares?
I think his name is Jeremy Postal.
She cares.
Important to credit the writer. I believe in that.
Anyways, what he's saying is people are drawn to UFC, and as Christians, you can feel kind of weird about that because it's a very violent sport. It's like watching gladiators. He's making the point that it's about watching people discipline themselves and make themselves better and stronger and defeat kind of opposition or things that go against them. I would almost say that when I watch UFC or when other people watch UFC, it's because sometimes you just like watching people get hurt. That's why people watch Fail Blog or people enjoy
America's
that.
Funniest Home Videos, all about people falling down.
And yeah, horrible things. Bob Saget. No one will. Anyways. We just think it's interesting that that's
Well,
entertainment.
I so often feel I hear guys watch that and they say, I could do that better, he made this mistake.
Yeah.
So we like to watch people fail, we like to think that we could do it more.
Or you hear guys on the bus who are like, I've got to fight in November, no big, I'm training for it, and
I'm huge, whatever.
And it's sort of this sort of honor badge that I know how to fight, or I've been in a fight. It's weird that people use that as a form of honor, and they feel better about themselves about that.
People being mostly men, because I gotta be honest, I don't understand this. I have never watched a complete UFC fight, and I have no desire to.
It's in our nature, alright?
Is it in our nature? Is this in Peter's nature to enjoy watching other men fight, to want to fight, to be
Good
better?
question for you. Is this in my nature?
Is it in my nature to be kind of repulsed by it and to not understand why you'd want to watch this? I don't have the urge to fight most of the time.
Fair enough. So next up, we have Maria Bulk, and she's going to be talking about what you're talking about.
She's moving to the east side of Vancouver and going to something called War College.
That sounds violent in itself. Let's hear from her and see what that is. It sounds bloody. Cool.
Alright, let's start.
Alright.
Let's start. So I've had everyone asking me what you're doing and when you're leaving. So you're leaving the 10th, and I tell them you're going to War College, and they're all like, oh, what's War College? Especially, and I never know what to tell them. Well, it's like a school with the Salvation Army, and you live in the community, but do you know why it's called War College?
I don't really know why it's called War College. It probably is to do with the fact that it's the Salvation Army and Army lead the war. And it's not war on people, it's war on sin, war on death, war on poverty, on addiction, on homelessness. And it's called War College because it's in one of the darkest places in North America.
Stuff. Okay, so are you actually going to need all of it?
No, I'm not taking all this.
Oh.
I'm giving away to my friend Jen, if she'll have it. This is a bucket that I'm going to keep here.
Okay.
And so it's mostly just this stuff. And so I still have to go through it all to go through a second round. Because part of the idea of War College, and of the community, because War College is part of a greater community, the 614, which is based on Isaiah 61:4, that talks about rebuilding, restoration. And it's a Salvation Army community, and they have them all over the world, in cities, in urban settings. Anyway, so the idea of them is simplicity. And so I need to simplify. That includes my wardrobe, which is really hard to do as somebody who really enjoys clothing and comes from a place of privilege, right?
So I was thinking, like, you 10 years ago, or less than 10 years ago, this is not the kind of thing you would be doing.
Yeah.
So, like, why are you doing this?
There's lots of reasons. I think the first reason, and the most important reason, is I really felt God calling me to go, which is sort of this grand-esque concept, and the only way to really describe it is by becoming a Christian, by deciding to choose to follow Jesus, which was in 2006, so however many years ago that was. God started this process of changing who I am and changing what my heart is and what my desires are and what my passions are. And up until that point, I can safely say that I had very little compassion, empathy, or real care or love for other people, especially people who you would classify as like marginalized, because I would just have the sense that like they just need to get their act together, pull themselves up by their bootstraps, you know. So yeah, the main reason is Jesus, is this concept that he's changed my heart and made me realize that these people who are living on the fringes of society are worthy of love, and that he is calling me to love them. He's calling us all to love them.
Okay, thanks so much. It's been a slice having you here for our little fireside chat.
Thanks for joining us. I'm Carissa, and this is Peter, and this has been Red and